In this screencast, we're going to talk about quizzes, exams, or tests. Now remember, the icon is the same for all three, and they can be utilized in various formats. There are quite a few options an instructor has when putting together a quiz, exam, or test in Moodle. Okay, so the one I'm about to illustrate with you may not be the same, and I'll try to point some of the differences out that you would experience every time. It really is up to the instructor as far as the style of questions, the format of the quiz, the duration of the quiz, accessibility of the quiz. All those will be up to the instructor. So for complete clarification, make sure you ask them ahead of time if you're uncertain. But basically, I'm going to scroll you down. Okay, bring you down to the icon here. Notice the white paper with a check mark on it. That means test, exam, or quiz. So let's go ahead and click on that. All right, now notice the name of the quiz appears right here. How well do you know Baker quiz? Directions for the quiz would appear in the text box up here. Okay, kind of giving you if there's any extra needed material ahead of time as far as what to do and how to go about it would appear here. You're going to have to hit attempt quiz now. Now this one's going to prompt us with another box. Now notice in this box is this quiz is limited to one attempt. That means the instructor has set this to one attempt and one attempt only. Okay, and that you know that as soon as you step into it, you're going to proceed, and that what you turn in will be graded, and there's no going back kind of thing. All right, that may or may not be, you could have a course where it doesn't, may allow multiple attempts, may not prompt you with this because you could come back later. It just kind of depends. We're going to click OK. Now, this instructor in particular has this set up with, you notice here at the top there are pages. Okay, and so the first question, all right, is a true-false question. Baker University is the oldest university in Kansas. We're going to click true. Okay, now you have options once you do that. There are a few things that you can do. You can save without submitting, or you can submit all and finish. If you submit all and finish, it would then take me out of the quiz. Okay, which is important to know, and because I have one attempt, I wouldn't be able to go back. Well, since I haven't answered the other pages yet, I probably don't want to do that. So I'm going to hit next. Okay, and to kind of give you a feel for what happens, let's go back to the previous page just to show you how you can maneuver through pages. Now notice in the previous page it has kept our answers. Okay, so I could hit save without submitting, but since we have one attempt, we're going to go from page to page to page and work our way through. Okay, so the next page would pop up. Now you kind of see a multiple choice. Okay, when was the School of Professional and Graduate Studies created? All right, so now you see it's more of a multiple choice format. You could have short answer format. You could have essay format. You've seen true false, you've seen multiple. You can have a matching format. You can have a fill in the blank format. There's possibility for numerical questions, okay, where you have an equation and you have to solve it. So there's an array of choices that would fit whichever course you're in. Let's come down here to page 8. Okay, what master's program does Baker offer? Choose at least one answer. So you see a little bit more extra direction there, and notice all the choices you have. Let's click on that one. Now let's go ahead and submit. Okay, we're going to hit submit all and finish, meaning we'll be done and we won't be able to come back. Are you sure that you want to do that? You're about to close this attempt. So this lets you know, it kind of gives you a prompt to make sure that this is what you want to do and you didn't accidentally hit that. We click OK. Now it gives you a review of your attempt, of how well you've done. So it gives you the start time, the complete time, the exact time taken, the grade. We got 1 out of a maximum of 8, so we scored a 15%. We'll try to do better next time. The feedback that the instructor has set is, better next time. There's still a lot you don't know about Baker. That feedback can change. That may not even appear. It all depends on how the instructor has it set. Okay, but we also now, because the instructor allows the student to see it, we have it set to where you can scroll through and see, we got that one correct. But you notice we don't have the other ones on there yet because you would have to click next. And now we see question 2. Okay, and notice in question 2, we got this one incorrect because basically we didn't answer it, but it gives us what the correct answer is. And it would do that for all the subsequent pages after that. And again, you could have more information. It gives you here the answer. The School of Professional and Graduate Studies was created in 1988. That whole box could be filled in with information. It would just depend. Okay. You could show all questions on one page. And if we clicked on that and brought you over, scroll down, it goes from question to question, and notice in here, like the information in this box appeared toward at the bottom. Notice it gives you the correct marks for the submission. You had one chance and you marked one and got one correct. So it gives you quite a bit of information. Notice this one, it was incorrect, marks for the submission 0 out of 1 because we didn't even attempt it. So you get an idea of not even attempting it. And it shows you which answers are correct, and the instructor has provided information. And so again, not every quiz will appear this way necessarily, but this gives you a general feel for what kind of information is in a quiz and how it can be laid out. Here's a good example of a fill in the blank. What does AAB stand for? And if I was answering it, this is where what I feel the answer would be: Associates of Arts and Business. Okay, and so that's an example of a short answer. See if I can't find any other examples. So there weren't any essays or anything like that, but it gives you a little bit of an overview of the type of questions. And if we were to click Finish Review, it brings us in. Attempt 1 completed date. Our grade is 1 out of 8, and there's the comments. And down here you see no more attempts allowed, and your final grade for the quiz, 1 out of 8. We click Continue, drops us back into the class. And so that's a general way of how to access a quiz, work through the quiz. There's chances that you could see in the upper left hand corner a timer, and if you saw that timer, they would count down and let you know how much time you have left before the quiz was to close, and so you would have had to have finished and submitted your answers before the end of that time. Some quizzes may be password protected, meaning that when you go to click on it to preview quiz, it'll prompt with a screen asking you to enter the key or password to get into it. You would need that from the instructor. If an instructor password protects a quiz, you would have to go to them to get it. So they should provide that to you ahead of time.